Samsaro bheda darshanah sarva vedanta siddhantah iti vedanta dindima. People ask me, they may be asking others also, what is the truth? Is it Advaita or Dvaita? Because I come and say Advaita, Shankara and Advaita. And within a week, some other Mahatma comes and says Advaita. Everything is in Hinduism. So now, which is the right? Which is the truth? Like that the people ask. You see, my answer to that question is a bit unconventional. I would not like to say what I say is the truth. That is not the right answer. I can say that, and so you just keep quiet and move on. But that is not the right answer. I say, you are waiting for somebody to give you the truth. It is a mistake you are doing. You will never get the truth. It is not the responsibility of somebody else or the job of somebody else to give you the truth on a platter. Truth you have to discover yourself. The other, somebody can only show you the direction. So now, there are multiple directions before you. Here is someone who says, who points to the direction of oneness. And somebody else comes and talks of multiplicity or the plurality as real. Like as someone says, Ishvara is in Vaikuntha, he has a consort or even two, and he has a family, children and all that, and he has people to serve him around, and then you can also join there, and you are different from everybody else. Everybody is different, the Jagat is different, God is different. So this is one direction. And there is another direction. In this direction, which just now I described, you will have mostly rituals, because the scheme or the system is best suited for rituals and more rituals. And a dash of some meditation also. You close the eyes and visualize Bhagavan, this form, that form, like that, a dash of some meditation also. Meditation you have to bring in with some effort. It doesn't come easy. Because the mind is scattered in the rituals. When you do ritual, so mind is constantly moving from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. And the bigger the ritual, the higher or the wider the scattering of the mind. And so, that being the direction, putting the meditation into the scheme is very difficult. Because the mind is trained to remain scattered, and suddenly you have to bring in meditation means, in that meditation also, silence will not have much role to play. Only in the name of meditation, the mind will be moving, still moving, maybe a little less than karma, but still the movement of mind is taken as meditation. That kind of meditation alone becomes possible. And so that is a direction. And the direction is before you. It is well known, and there are any number of people to guide in that direction. These are the acharyas who preach plurality and who preach division. Okay, that is one direction is before you. Then there is another direction. In this direction, the message is something like this: the reality is one. but appears as many. Its gold is one, appears as many ornaments. Ornaments are not real. Ornaments are only an appearance. They are product of the mind. Gold alone is real. Ornament is not intrinsic to the gold. It is not the property of the gold. You look at the way the idea ornament, the mind moves in the context of ornament. Necklace. So there is a neck, and that neck, you lace the neck. That is the ornament. Where is gold in it? Gold is secondary. It is the neck that you are talking about, and it is the lacing of the neck. I suppose lace is a verb. You check the dictionary, I will also check. So you are talking about the lacing of the neck, and so it is about doing something to the body, and then I must be the body. There is an identification with the body, and so the body is decorated, I am decorated. So all this thing is there. There is so much of ajnana behind it to make something called necklace. And gold has nothing to do with all that. Poor gold, if you ask the gold, are you the necklace? It says, what neck, what lace, I am what I am. And so, the variety of ornaments is a product of the mind. It has nothing to do with the reality. Now you visualize or you imagine a variety of ornaments and superimpose all that variety on the reality called gold. That is how you come out with a world of ornaments. They call it world. Abharana prapancham. Like that in Hyderabad they advertise like that. Chandana brothers. Abharana prapancham. The world of ornaments. That is what it is. It is a world. And you can easily be lost in that world also. Therefore, the reality has nothing to do with this division. Reality, gold is one. It is the illustration. Similarly here, we are talking of the truth, the reality. It appears as many. Many means what? It appears as the Godhead, as the world, and as the individual. The same reality appears as the three. Adhidaiva, Adhibhuta, and Adhyatma. Three spheres. The same reality appears as three spheres. It is like the same space appearing as inside and outside. What you call inside is space, and outside is also space. There are no two spaces, but you put a boundary between, and then you focus on that boundary, take that boundary to be real, and assume that the boundary is dividing the space, which it does not, really speaking, but all that you assume. And then you have an inside and an outside. And then what happens, this division becomes appears very real when you have some what is it called, vested interest in the division. You vest your interest in it. Like for example, you are a jeweler. You cannot say the ornaments are mithya. You have to say the ornaments are real. Gold is there, we don't deny the gold. This is the illustration, you know. So the jeweler will not tell you about gold. He will answer about gold at the very end of the deal. When you ask a question, he will say, yeah, it is pure gold, like that he will answer. But he will not tell you about gold, he will tell you about ornaments only. Because that is his trade. That is, he has a vested interest in the variety of ornaments. He has no interest in the oneness of gold. Similarly, when you have inside and outside, when you say inside is mine, but outside is not mine, so that way you have a vested interest in the division of space, then the division appears real. So this is the problem. the vested interest becomes an obstacle for the truth. Similarly, when you have a vested interest in religion, that suits you quite well. Then the religious divisions, they become real, they appear real. Therefore, it is very hard to raise above vested interests, to see that the vested interest doesn't vitiate the thesis. Your understanding of the truth is not vitiated by vested interest. That is a very difficult thing to achieve. So you have to achieve all that, and then you have to examine the two different directions, and then you have to decide which is the truth. Nobody else can do it for you. Therefore, this is one direction where the divisions are taken as real, and then there is the direction of the oneness in which the divisions are understood. We do see the divisions, we are not blind people, we do see the divisions, but we learn to see through the divisions, not only seeing but seeing through. So not only you see with the naked eyes, but also you see with the eye of wisdom. Tritiya, the third eye, the eye of wisdom, jnana netra. With that, you learn to see. And once you develop that knack of seeing the truth, by seeing truth in Amarupa, then it becomes very clear, the direction of oneness, it will appeal to you. And you will know eventually that the vision of the Shastra is oneness. Now you have to make it your vision, that still remains to be done, but the vision of the Shastra is one. Where is the message of Upanishads? All Upanishads. All means the main Upanishads. Even the Upanishadic literature, when Shankara was examining it, what he received, so he looked around and he commented on 10 Upanishads. And then he quoted 5 or 6 more in his bhashyas. That is the end of it. But then as Shankara came and went, and as the history started rolling, the literature started growing, the religion started evolving, you have Upanishad on everything now. There is an Upanishad called Allopanishad. Allopa, Allah plus Upanishad is the Sandhi, Savarna, Guna Sandhi. So you have an Upanishad about Allah in Hindi, in Sanskrit. It is there. So that means what? As the Islam gained foothold in India, so some Sanskrit scholar has written it, or some Maulvi took the help of a Sanskrit guy and so prepared something and put it in place. And so it remains as part of the literature. So like that, there are too many Upanishads. So everything you should not take like that. Upanishad means you have to remain restricted to the major Upanishads. Major means which were commented upon by Shankara. Because there is Ramopanishad, there is Krishnopanishad, there is Tuvasi Upanishad, there is Devi Upanishad. So like that, every Puranic form has got an Upanishad attached to it. So because Upanishad sounds great, Therefore write some Upanishad and put it to Narayana Upanishad, Shiva Upanishad, every you name it, that Upanishad is there. So that way it doesn't help. There is a Yoga Upanishad, Hatha Yoga Upanishad also is there. So Upanishad means those major Upanishads, the 10 of them. So that way you have to restrict yourself there. And the entire message of those Upanishads, Sarva Vedanta, Vedanta is Upanishad. The message, that is what we call Shastra. So the message of the Shastra, the entire Shastra, is the oneness. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta. Siddhanta is the considered opinion or the message of the Shastra having